right. This is the Call Flo Radio Show for January 14th. It is 8:08 a.m.
in the morning.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Correct. And John Staton is in the studio today. My name is Messarge. I'll be your co-host. And John Staton, over to my left. Mm-hmm. What do you always say, John? Consummate co-host?
Consummate.
Yeah.
Constipated. Consummate co-host.
Oh, gotcha.
Consummate.
All right. Well, there.
Like condiment.
Well, there you go. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, good.
John, well, how you doing this morning, sir? It's a cold one. I'm surprised you made it out here.
Well.
Okay.
You have to make those sacrifices.
Well, yeah. What time?
In this business.
What time do you? John, what is your? Okay, so I think this might be interesting to discuss. Okay. Maybe it's totally not, but what do you think about, like, what does your morning ritual look like? Do you have like a thing where you're like, okay, I get up and then I put my slippers on and then I have my morning cup of coffee? You know, I know you don't drink coffee, but do you have like a couple of things that you do in the morning before you leave to go to work? That's like it kind of like you do it every morning, and so you're like, yeah, it's my morning like ritual. Do you
look up at the clock and go, oh no, not again, and then
run out the door?
No, well, you take a shower,
then run back in the house because you forgot your shoes, and then run back out.
Maybe not the shoes, but you may forget glasses, phone.
You've done that before. I actually remember one time you forgot your glasses. And I guess you forgot them right when you pulled in the park. Mm-hmm. And so you were like, okay, well, I'm just going to go to the Dollar General and see what they have.
I got them from
Walmart?
Yeah, no.
Kroger?
No.
Food Lion?
Drugstore. Walgreens.
Walgreens. Yeah. Okay.
Because I had to go buy and pick up medicine anyway, so I just killed two birds with one
stone. So you went out. Went to Walgreens, picked up some glasses, and how did they work for you?
They're super intense. They're a little too strong.
Too much.
Yeah.
What's the magnification on those? Like 3.5?
Probably. You mean the ones I have on?
No. The ones that were too strong.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I guess. I didn't bother to.
You didn't look?
Test them. No.
Oh, sure. Why not?
I figured they were all sort of like normal gait, whatever the setting is, and I just grabbed a pair and. Yeah. That was it.
Did you try them on in the store with that little mirror that they have set up?
Yeah, probably, I guess. The fact that they had a case was the big sell for me.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them don't have cases.
Yeah, a case is incredibly important, yes. I would imagine, if you have glasses that you need.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I wear these so much I don't put them in the case anymore.
Yeah.
I used to all the time. Carry the little case with me and all that, and have the little...
Those things are like glued to you at this point, right? They're like a part of you?
Well, I got to have them. I mean, especially if I'm doing any reading on the phone, any kind of small print type reading. That's really what I need them for. Mm-hmm. I don't need them for, I can see everything fine here, but...
It's that close-up.
Well, that or just, looking
nearsighted.
At a computer screen all day.
Yeah.
I mean, what we have size font there, I'm fine with. I don't need glasses for that, but anything that's like super small, it's like...
Speaking of vision, this is weird. I woke up this morning, right? And it was like, it's 6 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try to sleep in, but like a little bit more, like to 6:05. But like, anyways, when I first woke up and I looked around, I don't usually have this happen, but my whole vision, like field of vision, was just fuzzy and blurry, like really, really blurry.
Oh, really?
And not the morning blurry, it was
morning blurry.
No. It was like I couldn't read what time it was on the alarm clock, kind of blurry. And I rubbed my eyes, and I cleaned out my eyes, and it's still everything was blurry. So I was like this. I was like, I'm gonna just fall back asleep and hope when I wake up, everything's back to normal. It was, but kind of wacky, right?
Yeah. You ever had those things happen where...
What? Okay, there we go.
You ever had one of those things where, the things get a little pixelated?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. You had that? Does that bother you when that happens?
A little.
I mean, how are you doing?
I thought you were a little soft on the air.
Soft?
There we go. That's
because you got me pumped way down.
I got you pumped all the way up, John.
Oh,
it literally can't go any.
Now you do.
No, it was like that.
Which I usually leave you all the way up.
Yeah, well, that mic's a little soft.
Because we need to hear you.
Yeah, you need to hear the nasalness. Yeah. Well,
get your papers here.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But So that doesn't bother you when that happens?
Well, I mean, not really. This thing, though, kind of bothered me because, waking up and not being able to read the time really can cause some problems.
Reading the time?
Yeah.
On your alarm clock, you mean?
Well, on just what time it is. I need to know what time. Yeah, exactly.
What else are you looking at for the time?
Just to know. You know, sometimes you just want to check.
What?
Just to know. Just to know what time.
What are you looking at if it's not a clock? Is what I asked.
Oh, but I guess you're right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, time is usually held on a clock.
What type of clock do you have?
I have an old 1970s it's just a clock hand.
Okay.
And it spins.
Kind of like the one out here.
Kind of, but it's on my piece of furniture next to my bed. And it's kind of like it's got a built-in radio. It's very.
Does it work, or is it just 2 times out of the day?
No. That's funny. No, it works. Fully functional clock. Good. Yeah. So anyways.
No, that's good.
Well, so it sounds like you had a good morning, John. I'm glad you could make it out.
So far, so good. How about you? Other than your
all is well. I slept through the night, so that's good.
Okay.
I didn't have any disturbing banging going on.
If you want to talk about your sleeping habits, give us a call now.
Call in.
434-394-0924.
It's the Call Flo Radio Show Sleepy Edition.
Do you like to sleep on your side or on your back?
I kind of like to.
Since we're putting everyone else to sleep, let's talk about that.
Okay, here's my thing, John. I really like to sleep on the couch. I think that
sleep on the couch.
I think sleeping on the couch and then moving to the bed, that's a nice
that's where
transition.
You're relegated to quite often, or
no. Well, but yeah, I mean a little bit. No.
You and your snoring go to the couch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I actually don't snore that much anymore.
Good.
So that's good. Anymore. I did for a period of time. I don't exactly know.
What did you do to stop that?
I just
breathe right nasal strip.
I was running a lot more, and then kind of cleared everything up.
Okay.
So my body was probably
passed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. But I kind of like to sleep on the couch and then wake up and then move to bed. You know, I think that's you
sleepwalk.
No. But wake up and be like, I should probably go to bed, and then go sleep because you're already almost asleep at that point because you were already sleeping on the couch. Right. So then when you go into bed, it's just an instant you just knock out, you just fall right asleep, and it's a good night's sleep, man.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
John, do you ever have dreams when you sleep? But let me. I don't
have no dreams at all.
Oh, you don't? Okay. No, is that Ernest T?
No, it's actually tied in with it, though. It's Andy Griffith from No Time for Sergeants.
You
need to watch that.
No Time for Sergeants.
Yeah, it was a movie that Andy Griffith was in, and Don Knotts. It might have been the first thing they ever did together. And
wow. So, 50s probably, right?
More like
40s?
No. It wasn't that old. It might have been late 50s, early 60s. I'm thinking early. It was before the Andy Griffith Show. I do know that. And basically, Andy plays a country bumpkin type that gets drafted or enlisted into the... he's in the Air Force, I believe, is the way it starts out. And then he goes to the infantry. And it's a funny movie. Black and white, but I like that film. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's pretty good.
Interesting.
Sergeant King is their sergeant, and he's pretty comical. And yeah,
interesting.
Carrie Butler there. Carrie and her giggling self.
Interesting. So I never seen this movie. Maybe I should.
If you tickle her foot, she'll do that sort of thing.
What? What do you?
If you tickle Carrie's foot, that noise will.
What are you talking about?
And I'm just joking around.
What?
I don't know.
Huh? Okay.
No time for sergeants.
Anyways, John.
Does this show have any?
That
was a delayed reaction.
Yes,
by the way.
A little slow on the trigger there.
Yeah. How do I do this?
Well, John,
yes.
Do you have any plans for this weekend? Because I'm not going to talk to you on call. We're not going to see each other again, or because
Why are you smiling when you say that?
I'm not smiling, by the way. No, but anyways, so let's talk about that. What's your plans for the weekend? What does the weekend look like? Do you have any?
Don't have any plans.
Do you have any big concerts plans going on?
No time soon.
Do you have any special dinner dates?
Saturday, but nothing's planned as of yet.
Okay.
But Saturday seems to be the time for that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds extremely exciting.
Well, I'm glad you think so, and I understand that your situation has been taken care of. And
well, we hope so. I have my fingers crossed still. I'm a little suspicious because it went from the biggest, loudest. It almost sounded like there was a disco nightclub underneath me, like just the banging constantly and the slamming on the wall and the throwing the boxes, like it was insane. And now, last night, silence. This morning, silence. I'm getting a little nervous.
But if she's playing Billy Squier, it's not so bad.
Billy, I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I could live with that.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, stroke.
I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah, I could do that.
Well, John, yeah. Well, I'd like to introduce this new segment. Go ahead.
Potato's on the phone?
This is the segment called What's the Plan, Man? What's the plan, man?
I'm interested in knowing what the plan
is. I'm still looking for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic. This ship's sinking. No, well, people can call in at 434-394-0924. That's a good number.
You're the captain, by the way.
Oh no, well,
Captain Antonio.
Yeah. Captain. And is it? I was saying Tonelli before.
You would.
Captain and Tonelli. For some reason, I
Tonelli
would bet money that I heard somebody say
Tonelli.
Yeah. I could have sworn I heard somebody else say Tonelli, and I was like, "Oh, that's
Captain Antonio."
Yeah, and then I said that, and then Chris Bershon. I think we can mention that. Chris Bershon was like, "It's Tennille." I was like, "Oh no!"
Well, at least you didn't do the Jim Croce thing, like Jim Croce.
Yeah,
somebody else did.
Well, you should tell that story. That's kind of funny.
Well, it was same typical thing. Out in the office at the time, I wasn't on the air, and Bershon was in his office, and we heard a Jim Croce song play. But
we heard somebody introduce it with.
But they back sold it with. That was Jim Croce, and then I immediately started to just lose it and laugh and. And so when he finally comes down the hall and into the office...
With his head hanging low.
We congratulated him on that faux pas.
Congratulations on the Jim Croce.
Yeah, Jim Croce.
Interesting, John. Well, yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate.
It is.
That is unfortunate. What was your biggest flub in radio like that?
Saying somebody's name wrong?
He's saying somebody's name wrong. What was the biggest
Well, with today's artists, that happens quite a bit because everyone wants to spell their names awkwardly.
Kind of like SZA is like S-Z-A, SZA, right?
Yeah, but that one I figured out for some reason. Yeah. I don't know. Some I can figure out that's like, who, what? So I tried to remedy that by pulling up some sort of YouTube thing, seeing if I can find an interview.
Checking the pronunciation
artists, seeing how these other people will say it.
Yeah.
Like with us today is...
so-and-so.
Snuffleupagus or whatever. And
is that an artist?
It was a Muppet.
From Sesame Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Snuffleupagus?
Snuffleupagus or whatever.
You're adding like extra words that aren't like letters that are...
I don't remember what his silly name was. He looked like a woolly mammoth.
You're like pausing when you shouldn't be pausing. And it's like...
Snuffleupagus? What?
There's no gunk in Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus? What?
You're like Snuffleupagus. Anyways.
Syphilis, whatever.
Syphilis, yeah, sure, why not? That's Syphilis was a great guy. I knew him personally.
I always wondered what that character was in the McDonald's. You grew up at a time where all those characters were no longer being seen in the
I remember
what was Grimace supposed to be?
Grimace is just kind of like a blob of blue.
Is he like grape jelly? I mean, what is he?
I don't think he's anything. I think he's just like almost like a shapeless.
I get Mayor McCheese.
Yeah. And the Hamburglar is like a classic.
I get that, but Grimace, I never understood what he was supposed to be about.
Yeah, I think Grimace was just kind of a interesting.
If you want to know what Grimace was about, if you know what Grimace was all about, you can give us a call now, 434-394-0924.
Interesting.
Because I want to know what Grimace...
That's
your neighbor there.
That's somebody trying to get to the phone lines.
That's your neighbor trying to get your attention.
Interesting. Yeah.
No, I need sugar.
Hey.
Yeah.
I need a cup of sugar.
John.
Yes.
I heard you were putting in some new songs for the Friday party.
No, just putting in new songs.
Okay.
To rotate with. Well, see, was it last week? It was still it was either last week or the week before, I was checking the charts, and it still had Christmas music on early this month.
Interesting. In January, you wouldn't think...
But I guess they hadn't updated the charts yet, and now they have finally done that. And looks like they update them on Tuesdays, which for some reason Tuesday is the day that, like when people release their albums or something, that's the day that usually the stuff
people
falls
choose.
on.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but that used to be a thing, and I guess it's still a thing with the charts. Because I noticed there was song. I checked it yesterday, and today it's been updated. So they must change them on Tuesdays.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, that's the sound you're used to hearing on your comedy show. This is audio from your show. Thank you for sharing that with us. So you think you got me, man. No,
I'm not saying
just
anything.
Because I'm off on an island here.
It is kind of funny that John is like across the table and I can just play any of these little sound effects. Like, anyways. John?
Yeah.
You know, we should probably get to this day in history.
Is that the end of the show already?
All right, goodbye, folks. All right.
We had fun.
Catch you next time.
Yeah.
Phone number to call in, by the way, if you feel like calling in, or even if you're just curious.
Curious George?
Curious George.
Yeah.
Were you around when that show? That show's not that old, right? That's like 90s.
It was a book when I was a kid.
Oh, true. Oh, of course, it was a book.
Kiddie book in the library, primary school.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, John, the phone number, if people are interested, 434-394-0924. And, you can talk about anything from like...
And there was Red, the big dog.
Sure.
That.
Yeah, the big red dog.
Red dog, yeah.
And the whole point of that book is, look how big this dog is.
Yes.
Look how big he is at the fair.
Big dogs are a big deal.
Yeah. They just drew him big.
Yeah.
It's not even, like, honest.
And then colored him red.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, John, I know...
Or was he Clifford the big red dog? Is that his...
Clifford, it is Clifford the big red.
Yeah.
I knew you were missing, but I couldn't
come up with the name.
Yeah. Clifford the big red dog.
Yep.
Well, John, I know you want to get into this day in history.
Sure.
As, you are
Is this the day when Clifford the big red dog was invented?
I know you're a big historian and, history buff and all of those things. You love the history. So we're going to go ahead with the this one from 1970. Diana Ross, Diana Ross.
Not personally, no.
And the Supremes staged their final concert as Ross subsequently embarked on a solo career.
She did. She left him like a hot potato. Dropped him like a hot potato.
And also in 1954, baseball player Joe DiMaggio and his actress Marilyn Monroe married at City Hall in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was a big day for those two. Yeah. I was talking to Chris Wood, and which I totally get this. I kind of think so too, but she believes that Marilyn Monroe was murdered.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you have any certain...
there's all that speculation whether she had been drugged. Mm-hmm. But then again, if she was a tortured soul like some people believe her to be, sometimes the reality is too simplistic for people to want to accept, and that would be maybe she was so depressed she just took her own life by taking too many pills.
Yeah.
Do I believe anything's possible? I will never shut the door on. No, that would. I don't know. It could have been just something as tragic as that. She just was depressed and took just too many and had a reaction. And that sort of thing happens quite a bit with famous people too, as well, that are just depressed and Belushi.
John Belushi.
Yeah, we can go down the list. Chris Farley. Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue had that happen, and yet he survived his. He basically had somebody shoot him up, and he had a near-death experience with it, basically pronounced dead. But they were able to revive him, and then he turned around, and this is how sad he was at that time, went back and did some more.
He's alive. Oh, he's alive. He's alive.
Yeah, he came back to life.
He's alive.
That's what the doctor said when it happened. Then they got him revived in the actual ambulance he was in.
Wow. Yeah. Well, some people, yeah.
I think Nikki Sixx.
Well, speaking of all this murder,
this was Noah. What night was this, Noah? You were at the
Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Last Tuesday. This is the audio from that.
Is everybody ready for some laughs?
I like how you think I'm like a sticky kind of. That's very funny, John. I enjoy that a lot.
Do you wear like a striped shirt on stage or anything like that? With suspenders?
You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like
I like how you
turn it into a problem.
Have
You're
like
the only person I know.
Oh my God!
Keep firing it. You lost your mind.
I don't know what happened at the board. Sorry. Okay, we're taking a pause. I don't know what happened. I'm clicking buttons.
First of all, you're just like randomly throwing in drops that are just. I don't know.
It has nothing to do with it.
No,
well, I mean, there was a couple. Like this one is because it was going nowhere.
I still think that's the Stooges sped up.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Well, John, we have one more minute until the bottom of the hour.
So we can't give the phone number out, right?
No, we can we can talk to him for like 10 seconds. So 434-394-092 would be totally fair.
That wouldn't be fair to the callers, though.
Try calling in.
Try.
At 434-394-0924. And I'll go ahead and get the weather up, and I got it right here.
It wasn't up already?
No, it was up. It was up. All right, so anyways, got the weather up, and we're going to hop. I mean, we might as well hop to the...
Hop
into the weather, right? All right. John, do you have any final things you want to say before we get into the weather and the birthday calendar?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, this edition of The Weather is being brought to you by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading, located at 2113 Cumberland Road in Farmville.
Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading has been helping to build Southside and Central Virginia since 1960, providing all excavation, general contracting, and hauling needs. 5 miles north of Farmville, 2113 Cumberland Road, at the intersection of 45 and Range Tavern Road. Call 392-6010 or stop by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading.
And now we'll look at your weather forecast for today. Sunny with a high around 40. Tonight, clear with a low around 15. Wednesday, sunny with a high around 36. Wednesday night, clear with a low around 15. Thursday, sunny with a high around 43. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 25. And Friday, partly cloudy skies with a low around 32 degrees. And currently right now in Farmville, your temperature outside, it is 29 degrees, clear skies, humidity at 52%, wind speed 8 miles an hour, and precipitation at 0% in downtown Farmville. Once again, the weather was brought to you by Harold W. Collins Clearing and Grading. Call 434-392-6010. Now, the birthday calendar is brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors, located at 1907 East 3rd Street in Farmville.
Creative Electrical Contractors specializes in commercial and industrial projects and offers quality work at competitive prices. CEC is a licensed Class A contractor in Virginia and North Carolina. Creative Electrical Contractors has been in business for 25 years, still committed to the values that were established when the company opened in 1998. Integrity, quality workmanship, and timely delivery. CEC, located at 1907 East 3rd Street, Farmville. You can contact CEC at 434-392-3802 or at creative-electrical.com.
All right, John, take them away. You got those birthdays?
Yes, I do.
You got those anniversaries?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Here we go, Tuesday the 14th. You can bring it down, Maestro, just a tad. Ben Simmons having a birthday today, as well as Everly Rain King. And that's on...
Wait, did you say Rain King? Like that song?
R-E-I-G-N. Rain King. Now that is R-A-I-N. That song you're talking about. And we also have Debbie Witt of Farmville celebrating today on the 14th, Tuesday the 14th. And that, my friends, is that. That's all we have. So if you want to add whatever the case may be. Subtract 434-394-0924. Send the names, anniversaries, or birthdays to birthdays at WFLO.net.
All right. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And once again, your birthday calendar was brought to you by Creative Electrical Contractors. If it's not right, they will make it right. Call 434-392-2802. It's going to wrap it up for those birthdays. And John?
Yes.
We are back on the air. We got our business done.
I didn't know we were off the air.
No, I mean, we've been always on the air. Anyways, but we got the business done. We got the calendar and the weathers done and knocked out. And so, John, now we will get into, I guess, celebrity birthdays, right? Is that the...
That's usually the way we go.
All right, well, John, I'll see what we got here on the list. See if anybody rings a bell.
Ring the bell.
Oh, and we got a caller.
I believe so. Y'all done the birthdays yet?
I'm sorry.
Have you done the birthdays yet?
Hello?
Hey, done birthday.
I'm getting a little feedback, actually.
What? Oh, that's because I got my radio on in the background.
Oh, do you mind turning that off, sir?
No, I can't do it.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I can't keep talking to you if you're going to be.
Lean off to the side because the signal isn't off.
I'm sorry, sir. Where are you calling from?
Kalamazoo. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Well, I'm not quite sure what that was about.
It sounded somewhat familiar to me, but...
John?
Yo.
That was maybe the strangest call ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite too sure what the make of that.
Was all about.
Yeah, almost sounded like he was like he could have been your grandfather.
Could have been.
You know, it's like an old kind of John Staton. Hey, you know,
Grampy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Interesting.
So who's celebrating today?
Nobody. That's a lie. LL Cool J. You know, he's famous.
Mama said knock you out.
Mama said knock you out.
Yeah.
Is turning 57 today.
All right.
And his fun fact, his NCIS character, Sam Hanna, has appeared in 4 different TV series. So,
wow.
Yeah.
It's like a crossover
character.
Yeah.
He transcends time and space and television. Mm-hmm. So, he is celebrating today. Also celebrating one of your favorite singer and producers, T-Bone Burnett.
T-Bone.
Turning 77 today.
Yeah.
Also celebrating.
I have a bone to pick with T-Bone.
Okay. Well, why don't you go pick that bone right now?
I will.
All right. John, you know who's turning 32 today?
No.
Molly Tuttle.
Tuttle.
Molly Tuttle's celebrating today.
Molly Tuttle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also on our list is Faye Dunaway.
I know who Faye Dunaway is.
Who doesn't know Faye Dunaway?
Have you ever seen Bonnie and Clyde?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
The
No.
old one?
No,
I didn't think so. She's Bonnie, by the way. Plays Bonnie.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen her in Network.
Yeah, I think that she's in that.
She played in Chinatown, of course. Yeah.
Yes. She was in another movie with Dustin Hoffman I remember liking a lot as a kid. It was called Little Big Man.
Oh, yes. Is that the comedy, right?
Yes, it's the comedy that's set in a Western.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm Dustin Hoffman. I'm Little Big Man.
He's Little Big Man, yeah.
John, give us the audience, that is, your best Dustin Hoffman impression.
That would be him based on he was a lawyer in a movie, and I want to say he kind of talked like this a bit when he talked, and but that's not really Dustin Hoffman, but that's Dustin Hoffman
doing a character.
Yeah, doing a character.
You're playing Dustin Hoffman playing a role in a movie.
Yeah, he was in a movie that it was John Cusack or somebody like that. It was The Juror or something like that is what it was called, and he was like. Dustin Hoffman was the lawyer that was going after the cigarette company. In the book, though, that it's based on, it didn't have anything to do with cigarettes. It had to do with guns. Mm-hmm. And I never read the book. I just know that much about it. and I want to say Gene Hackman was in it. Hackman was not a lawyer, but what Hackman would do is he specialized in getting the jurors lined up a way that would benefit his clients. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So, have you ever seen this film?
I have not seen that movie.
It's a pretty good movie.
Okay, well,
there you go. I
have to check that one out.
Dustin Hoffman.
And if
have you seen The Graduate?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
yeah, that's a good one.
Now, are you The Graduate? Do you run around and stop weddings and whatnot?
Stop that whole wedding sequence in the end is truly incredible.
That's Simon and Garfunkel playing the music the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm familiar that they did the soundtrack. Yeah,
I'm glad.
I love that.
Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Yeah.
My favorite scene in the movie is the end scene when they're in the bus, and it's a long shot on them, and at first they're like really happy, and then it's just kind of like subdued, and then it was just like, oh wait, is this the right thing that we're doing? It was like a very. It went on for so long. It went on for like I think 2 minutes or 3 minutes of just one shot. And just people like on the bus, just like not looking or caring. Yeah. Very great movie. 10 out of 10. But if you out there who are listening would like to hear a John Staton, or would like to hear John Staton do an impression of anybody, anything that moves,
I don't know
crawls.
Why you're promising anything like that.
Well, John, I gotta pep you up. I gotta, So if you want to hear an impression of a cockroach,
if you want to hear Noah, be a hot dog vendor at a ball game.
Get your red hots in. Get your red hots.
I mean, nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah, that one you got right.
There we go.
Yeah, that one.
All right. 434-394-0924 is the number to call in. This is the Call Flo Radio Show for January 14th. John, it is cold outside. It is at 29 degrees.
Is that all?
Yeah. So, yep. Make sure you bring a coat out this morning if you're going to be traveling outdoors,
Layers important.
Even a scarf would help.
A scarf?
John, do you own a scarf?
No. Handkerchiefs, yes, but not a scarf. Scarves are usually very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't own a scarf.
Okay. Well, speaking of scarfing,
did you scarf down anything on your way over?
Well, I'm actually going to get to that.
Okay.
I'm dealing with an interesting situation, to say the least, with my cat Jeff.
What's going on with Jeff?
Well, me and Jeff, we're pretty close. I would like to think, And
Jeff's plotting something against you. You just don't know about it.
Here's the thing: every time I go to feed Jeff, right?
Yeah.
He has this condition. It's not serious, but it is.
It's called hunger, is what it is.
It's problematic to me, and here it is. Okay, so I will give him the food, and he scarfs it down, eats it immediately, and then barfs it back up.
Everything tastes better the second time around.
Yeah, John, stop. That's so gross.
Regurgitated.
But I looked it up. It's called scarf and barf. It's the
scarf and barf.
That's the condition.
That sounds like a restaurant chain somewhere.
Yeah. Otherwise known as McDonald's. No, I'm kidding.
Scarf and barf.
Yeah. John, when you go to
Choke and Puke in Smokey and the Bandit.
Mm-hmm. Choke and Puke.
Yeah, that's right. Referred to the eatery place.
Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That would be Noah on the lead mic. Then.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Okay. John, has any...
Well, I need a couple of good stiff drinks. How about you, Angel? You want a drink?
That would have been good at Christmas time.
Yeah, that would have been good. Oh, man.
You're trying to bring back all the drops from Christmas.
I know
That's
I am.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a little Christmas too late. To know that he just doesn't want to let go.
It's a little too late for that. But... Oh, I almost did another one. That's
because you love Christmas so much.
Burn me a good thick one. Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, that was from the man who shot Liberty Valance.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
With Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Tom, of all people. Yeah.
Is that your Jimmy Stewart?
That's my
actually?
Jimmy. Yeah, that's my Jimmy.
I do that again. I gotta.
Well,
I gotta look at your face when you do that. I was turned around. I was looking at the computer.
Does that really make that much difference?
It does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's a lawyer, or was practicing to be, and I guess he does become a lawyer in that film, but he's out west, and so that's still at the timeline of the gun is your answer to your problems, not so much
The law
yet. But anyway, he comes into town and he's trying to, get these people. He teaches school on the side and all this other stuff, Mm-hmm. So John Wayne sees his sign up.
Sure.
And he goes, Ransom Stoddard, attorney at law. Mm-hmm. You're a persistent cuss, Pilgrim. Mm-hmm. That is the movie that he says Pilgrim the most. A lot of people that do John Wayne will say Pilgrim a lot, but that is the film where he says it pretty much the most. That's where it was known from, was that film.
Interesting.
It's a good movie.
And what was your Jimmy Stewart from that?
Allie, would you like me to teach you how to read?
Wrong, sir.
Yeah.
Wrong.
And that's what she said. And no, actually, Allie fell in love with him. Allie was John Wayne's girl.
Oh.
The Duke loses his girl to Mr. Stewart.
A little Stewart action, yeah.
But she regrets it at the end because when they go back to visit him, I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it, but you can just tell that she chose the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
The look on her face.
Yeah.
And where she asked to be taken when they come back into town is John Wayne's old house. And he used to give her a cactus rose.
Cactus rose?
A cactus rose.
Okay.
And that's where she wanted to go because that's where they would blossom and all that good stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
And then what else happened?
I don't want to give away the whole thing.
Oh, no, you should, John.
Well, Jimmy tells the story of how he became the man known as the man who shot Liberty Valance. Mm-hmm. I will just say that he indeed is not the man who shot Liberty Valance. There you go. Why do you keep playing your audio clips from your show?
Because I think it's funny. Yeah. This is the movie time with John Staton.
Is that when you that's when you hit the stage, right? Or was that after?
That's when I left the stage, actually. Yeah, no, that's moments after I walked off the stage.
That's what they use your act to clean out the place when it's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always the last one up because it gets everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually, the restaurant offered me a paid position to make people leave with my stand-up. So,
usher them out.
Yeah. Interesting.
I know how we can get rid of this crowd.
We'll get the kid.
We'll get the kid to come up there and tell his funnies. And then Noah comes up on stage.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, how's it? Hey. John, do you want to get in some weird, wacky news? I can see it on your face.
I have this one from UPI.
Oh, boy.
Swedish stunt rider performs handlebar wheelie at 125 miles per hour. And there's the picture.
No.
For amazing evidence. And so that's pretty good. A Swedish stunt rider broke a Guinness World Record and when he reached a speed of 125.93 miles per hour while leaning on his handlebars and doing a wheelie.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. The man.
The myth, the legend.
He is now.
Okay, I have a interesting oddity story here on the on BBC News. And is it okay to read the BBC?
Yeah, but you must do it in a British accent.
In a British accent, okay. It says, okay, I'll read you the headline. I think you might get a kick out of this, okay? Burglar hung out, washing and cooked meal for victim. And so it says right here, a woman discovered her house had been broken into by a burglar who hung out her washing and put her shopping away, cooked a meal on her stove. Damien Wolfowitz, of 36 years old, was jailed for 22 months at Cardiff Crown Court on Thursday for carrying out the unusual burglary on July 16th. The woman said she was left too scared to stay in her home after returning from work to find items that have been moved in the garden to her recycling bin. And her recycling bin has been emptied. The burglar left a note saying, "Don't worry, be happy, eat up and scratch." So,
don't worry.
Be happy. So basically, the whole thing about this guy is he just did a bunch of chores when he broke in and also stole money. But it's kind of wacky, a little weird, a little wacky.
But it was paid for his services.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do Acoustic Tuesday open mic over here at the Three Roads Brewing?
Yeah, I stopped by before.
Have you ever partake?
I don't partake in that.
You don't get up there and start strumming?
No.
Oh. That's too bad.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, Tuesday, January 14th, 7 till 11.
No way.
Yeah.
Where are you finding that information out, John?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I'm not on your phone.
I don't know.
Okay.
It says, I don't know what it says. It says, I just knew to go there. Wait a minute. Is it farmvillenow.com? Is that what it is?
Farmvillenow.com. I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, I know, because you stayed doing it quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
Event calendar by WF.
Okay. Uh-huh. Well, yeah, Three Roads, that is a good mic to go out to. I have not personally performed. I've been trying to get John Staton to perform, because apparently back in the day, probably before I was even born, John was in a couple of bands.
Yeah, but I was never playing the guitar.
Yeah. You were the lead singer, which is almost better, some would argue.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd rather have been a guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can always get a gig if you're pretty good.
Did they say you can't play guitar?
No, I say I can't. No one has to tell me. No, it's difficult to sing and play at the same time because when I do it has to give. Mm-hmm. The concentration on the rhythm of my playing or the singing itself.
You can't do all harmoniously.
It's like doing one of these things, rubbing your stomach, patting your head.
You can do that. It's pretty easy. Look,
but some people can't.
Like this?
Yeah, he's patting that stocking cap that he has.
You can't do that?
Firmly placed on. That used to be a thing, though.
Okay, interesting.
It used to be.
Well, oh no,
that's your open mic night.
There's the open mic night.
Yeah. That isn't a preview of the Spotlight, is it? What is that?
That's
What is that? I don't know what that is, but it sounds familiar. It sounds vaguely familiar to me. 434. 394-0924 if you'd like to break up all this.
If you want to hop on the phone lines.
You want to hop in this monotony.
And talk about how John can't do a Jimmy Stewart impression, I would love to agree with you on that.
What you mean. I'd love to. That's a great Jimmy Stewart. See, the master in front of me the whole time. Now, I want to hear your Liberty Valance.
John, that was my Jimmy Stewart impression of you doing Jimmy Stewart. That wasn't my actual Jimmy Stewart.
What are you standing so high and mighty about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like it's warming up a little bit.
That was Lee Marvin, by the way.
It's 30 degrees out, so,
Yeah.
You can start.
Well, you heard him, dude. Pick it up. Yeah.
434-394-0924. Call in at that number, and you will be on the air with me and John Staton.
The key to Lee Marvin is to sound drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Because pretty good chance he was.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I never inhaled a sober breath in my life.
Okay, explain this to me. I really don't know this.
Okay.
I don't know why this is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 60s, the 70s, right?
Yeah.
It was considered somewhat normal to have a flask that you would carry around in your coat with liquor, probably, like a whiskey or a vodka. Like, people had
cough
flasks.
medicine, whatever the case may be.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, that was a common occurrence you see in movies. It's just like you see it in the Mary Tyler Moore show. People just, like, having an afternoon drink, clinking glasses, But now, if you bring a flask somewhere, like, imagine going to your job and pulling out a flask, you are instantly called an alcoholic, I feel like.
It was more acceptable back in the day.
Back in the day. So why do you think that is?
We weren't so keyed up and uptight about stuff.
You think we're too keyed up as a society?
Way too keyed up and uptight.
Well, what do you mean by keyed up?
Easily offended, looking to be offended, whatever the case may be. Just all that stuff. It's just nobody can laugh at themselves anymore, much less, I don't know. No one's Lee Marvin anymore. That's the problem. That's right. I'm Lee Marvin, and I approve this message.
There we go. Yeah. So you think people are too keyed up, and people are too
slightly.
Yeah, like what else are they keyed up about? You said they
themselves
can't laugh.
Mostly.
I think people laugh at themselves all the time. I think that's what makes people human.
I mean, you do think that? That's good.
Well, give me like a couple examples of what you mean. So people.
I couldn't because it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen at all. I love the segment of your stand-up routine because this is the best one out of all of them. That was when you really landed that one at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really got the crowd going with that. No. I
think the janitor was doing that.
Yeah, interesting.
He was good. He said, "You gonna sweep up tonight," and then he gave you the broom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, John.
And you were like, "You mean after the show?"
After the show? I'm Ron Moody. Are we talking about after the show? I feel like I could do a good... If there was a movie made about Ron Moody's life...
Do you think you can do the Ron Moody show?
I think I would be able to play Ron Moody in his, 20s... Ron Moody. That's, yeah. In another universe, wow. Ron Moody's name is Rhonda Moody.
If he was a girl, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So, we didn't even finish with the celebrity birthdays. No. Emily Watson turning 58 years old. Are you an Emily
Watson fan?
I seen her in
Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
Which I've never seen, but...
Fun fact, appeared last year in the TV series Dune and Prophecy.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Is it Emily or Emma?
Good Times, John. Good Times.
Okay.
Good Times.
Good Times was a show with JJ. Dynamite! Yeah, that guy.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, John. Well,
Is it that time yet?
No.
It's a slow death.
I don't know what you're talking about. People can call in, though we don't have that much time left yet.
We've got plenty of time.
You got about 5 minutes to call in, talk to us. Tell John to work on his Jimmy Stewart impression. John, you do great impressions, but that Jimmy Stewart needs work.
Well, I don't know what you mean. I don't go around doing Jimmy Stewart all that.
I feel like this is like John doing a Jimmy Stewart.
That was me doing curly.
No, sorry. Okay.
That was the last guy that was in the bar when you were doing your stand-up routine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who was also celebrating one of your favorite drummers of all time, if not your favorite drummer of all time, Dave Grohl turns 56 years old.
I wouldn't say.
I know you were a huge fan of Nirvana when they first came out.
No.
And you were one of the first ones who were like, "These people are going to go places."
No, I was the exact opposite. I was like, "What is this song that sounds like a sped up version of Wild Thing by the Troggs?" And next thing I know, it was like that was the end all be all of music. Seriously, I remember it was one of the times I went to the radio station with my dad. Took some carts down, which is what they used to play, into their production studio to make a composite tape.
Mm-hmm.
And that was I just pulled that one just out of curiosity because they had not become a thing yet, at least not to where you saw them on TV and videos and blah blah blah. And so I didn't know who this was.
Sure.
And I popped it in and listened to it, and I heard jing jing. Jing ding ding, and I'm like, I'm like, this isn't going to do anything.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I didn't care for it anymore. That's when I could tell I was starting to, because there used to be a time I could hear a song that was fairly new and go, "That's going to be a big hit."
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. You get a caller. Now.
Oh, we do have a caller on.
That sound is because you're doing the show, by the way.
Oh, I know. I know that. I'm well aware. Yes. And so we're going to answer the phone. And caller, you're on the air. How's it going today?
Hi, Noah. I just wanted to call and ask prayer for Henry Fortune because Henry has been in the hospital and he's not doing that good.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I didn't know if y'all know. I'm Irene Schumacher, but I've got a cold. So anyway, I just wanted to ask everybody to pray for Henry because he's been in hospital for 2 weeks and he's gone back, and I hear now he has pneumonia. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I just wanted all the people that listens to pray for Henry. And y'all have a good day.
Definitely. Right, Thank you so much, Irene. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
We had known as much that he had been at the Lynchburg Hospital and had done some rehab. And I had heard various stories of, at one point he was doing pretty well, and then he wasn't doing as well. But I hadn't heard any more since then until now. I did not realize he was suffering with pneumonia. So that's not good at all. No. So, yeah, keep Henry and his family in your thoughts and prayers.
Definitely.
Because we've missed hearing from him, and we weren't sure what was going on, and then I finally had someone call and notify me about it. And like I said, that's what I had heard initially, that he was in the Lynchburg hospital doing rehab as well. And like I said, it varied from he was doing okay at first and then not so well. And so it sounds like he's still there. So I'm sure I guess it might be Heritage Baptist Church. You could contact a church like that and maybe get some sort of information of how you can maybe send him letters or anything like that.
And we do have to hop to the phone line as well. We have another caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Noah and John, top of the morning.
Top of the morning, Barry.
How y'all doing?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Got to talk to Henry a good while yesterday.
Yeah.
By the way of phone. I just heard Irene on talking about him. And he does have a number of health issues. Henry's not doing good at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He is in the hospital, of course, been in there for 2 weeks. He was in rehab one night.
Right.
And they was not able to keep him in rehab.
Okay.
They had to send him back to the hospital, so he is back at Lynchburg General Hospital. Of course, Henry's number has been widespread, and of course we can give it out again at 434-414-0096. If anybody wants to talk to Henry, I know he would love to hear from him, and just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Henry's a mighty fine fella and known by thousands and thousands of people, and our love and thoughts and prayers be with him and his family. His sister went up yesterday to spend the day and spend the night, so we are able to talk to her as well and keep things, updated. So just everybody pray. I tell you, it's a lot of sadness. We lost a good friend in South Carolina Saturday. We just found out about it last night. And I tell you, it's a lot of sadness, but it's a lot of good too. And we just need to keep our heads high and look to the Lord and pray for everybody worldwide. And it's really sad out in California too, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
I've never seen such in my life. But anyway, we just need to pray, because God is in control and got it in his hands.
That's right.
Gentlemen, we all have a good day and a good week, and we love you, Henry.
Thank you. Thank you, Barry.
Appreciate it, Barry.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye. So he actually has spoken with Henry, is the way I took
yesterday.
That.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Well, with that all said, we do have to get going now. So, I guess, John, did you want to say anything before we close?
No. He gave out that number, and we'll pass that along as well.
Yeah.
And just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. That's all I can really say about that.
Yep. Same sentiment here as well. All right. Well, we'll catch you next time on the Call Flo Radio Show. News and weather coming up next.